We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those.
Something big about to happen. I hear the beat tapping.
We some fly rhyming felines rapping on the track. Better yet, grab a gat, cause we hot like Enzo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting. Check mic 1 2 1 2. We live, baby. Hey Chicago, and welcome back to Speak Your Mind Radio. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss Hip Hop, aka Queen Star. And today, you guys, is a very special day. Here at Speak Your Mind Radio, we are celebrating our 1 year anniversary. That's right. Woo, yeah, I'm so happy, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me just take you down, you know what I'm saying? Memory lane. Okay. So, when I first started the podcast, I had no idea what I would be doing, what I'd be saying. You know, I didn't really understand how podcasting worked at the time, because my very first podcast was in Chicago. I was basically kind of like, I guess, invited and also trying out for this new show called Talking Shit Podcast. But that didn't work out though, because it just didn't, it just didn't work out. So after that, I just was like, oh well, Then somebody that was on Instagram, they had their own podcast. Shout out to Truth Disciple. He started knocking, at the DMs, saying, hey, can you listen to my podcast, da-da-da. And when I listened to all of his shows. At the time, I think he only had like 7 shows, And he was actually one of my first guests on my show. I was a guest on his show. We did a debate about abortion. That was really good. And that got me fired to start my own podcast. So I went through the same steps that he did using anchorfm.com. And, I've been lit ever since. So when the first episode, he was on the show, and it wasn't what it is today. You know what I'm saying? I went back and listened to it, and what it was a conversation that me and Truth were having. We were just talking about his show, talking about hot topics throughout the entertainment world, things of that nature. And I even jokingly said, yeah, I got my friend Truth Disciple here, and, interviewing him. And I said, oh, we're not interviewing him, but then it really turned into that, though, because from that point in 2019, November 17th, it turned into me actually interviewing people right after that episode. It was so strange because I had never really done anything like that before until, the podcasting journey started. Now, people ask all the time, do you have, experience in media? And I do. I went to Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri, and I studied communications and journalism. So I was the editor for the newspaper. I had my own column. I had done the media aspect of it. I was an anchor at one point for the school media. And yeah, I did all those things. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I was doing the media, my top commander-in-chief editor, she stopped me in the hallway one day. She said, hey Star, I think that you should try out for this new show that's coming out. It was called 106 & Park. And I said, oh, okay. And she said, they're looking for VJ, they're looking for a host, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay. I was very interested in it, but I decided to turn the offer down because I'm in college. I'm trying to get my degree, and I didn't want anything to mess that up or whatever. So I didn't go for it. And then it seems like after I graduated, and I still didn't go for it, in 2007. So this has been a long, hard journey that, everything that I thought I couldn't do back in my 20s, I'm doing it now. You know, even with the whole media situation, like, okay, it's one thing to jump in front of a camera and read off a teleprompter, right? But it's another thing to actually put a show together behind scenes, which is something that we as students had to do too. Shout out to Mr. Nordstrom, may his soul rest in peace. He was my journalism, instructor. So he taught us a lot and everything like that, kick ass now, ask questions later. And that's exactly what I did. So I was having a hard time putting my ideas that were in my head to actually do them physically. Like, oh my God, how do I start the show? How do I do this? How do I do that? I had great ideas, but I didn't have the mojo to follow through. So I would ask somebody else in my class, like, hey, can you help me out with this? They would help me out. But somebody helping you out and you not really understanding what you're doing. But here in 2020, everybody can do everything off their phone. I could put a whole show together, which I have been doing for my YouTube, putting a whole show together, literally, from beginning to end, all on my phone. So imagine what I do with a computer, which I have been working with that. So I'm thinking to myself, where's this all going to lead me? Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to be a great producer one day. I don't know. But anyway, so the show had, in the beginning, I didn't have the intro that you hear. The intro came from the Morning Drive with David, and I know him through Truth. I had him on my show before too. He's all the way in Memphis, baby. So he did that whole entire intro. So shout out to David. I didn't have an intro. I remember at one point having Truth back on the show, and he was asking me, like, what are your goals? What are your short-term goals and your long-term goals? And I remember saying my long-term goals in replace of my short-term goals, because that's how bad I wanted it. And one of the things was to be live on YouTube and also, recording through Anchor. And I had no clue how to do that, none whatsoever. And I wanted to do that in a short amount of time, within 3 months before the new year. And this is back in November again. So now I have to kind of ask myself, what do I want to do now? But I'll get back to that. But first of all, I want to give a big thank you to all my listeners out there and all of the viewers off YouTube, because without you, literally, Speak Your Mind Radio wouldn't be anything. And that is the dang truth. I started off maybe on about 5 to 6 platforms going through Anchor. When you go through Anchor, they take the middleman out and provide more platforms for your podcast to enter. So it was on Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that. But when I really got into it, I started taking it more seriously and putting it on things like iHeartRadio. That's dope. Pandora. Freaking dope. Amazon Music. Oh my gosh. Audiomack. It doesn't stop. And I'm just so grateful for the amount of exposure I have gotten off these platforms. So thank you to everybody, all my guests that was on the show, all the people that support the show. Thank you so much, guys. Because Speak Your Mind, are y'all ready for this? I don't share numbers with people. I just don't do it. But I'm doing it because it's a celebration today. Over 45,000 plays in 1 year, with a total of 190 episodes. This marking 191. Yes, almost 200 episodes in 1 year. Can I get a round of applause for your homegirl? Woo! Yeah, baby. Just so grateful. So now going back to what my goals are for this year. And I'm gonna do it the right way this time. We're gonna go with short-term goals, because this is already November. Hell, 2021. It will be here in the blink of an eye, literally. So we went from fighting over Popeye's chicken sandwiches in 2019. I mean, literally people killing each other over a sandwich, to COVID-19 in 2020. That right there changed a lot for people. a lot. Thank God I started my podcast before COVID-19, because after COVID-19, podcasting really took off. For, you know, anybody that was doing it, anybody that was listening at the time or knew about a podcast, everybody knows what a podcast is now. You have your radio hosts that have their own podcast, which is pretty dope. You have artists that have their own podcast, you know, just all kinds of things, you know. So let's see, my short-term goal for this year. All right. What I would like to do, how about this? Instead of saying what I'm going to do before 2021, let's talk about the long-term and short-term goals of 2021. All right, let's get it, boo. My goal for 2021 is to get the F out the house, with or without the virus, but also the virus being minimum to none at that point. You know, I would really like to get out and travel and to collaborate with other podcasters and other entertainment mediums. That's what I would like to do. Those are short-term goals. Long-term goals, you ready for this? I want my own studio audience and to fly people in. I want to be the next Oprah, but you know what I'm saying? Because Oprah from Chicago too. I want all of that. I want to be one of those hosts that I used to look up to, like Steve Harvey, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones. I can't think of everybody, but I used to watch talk shows all the time, and the host would make up the whole show. So that's what I want. I want everybody to have their time to shine on the show, whether it be entertaining, stand-up comedian, you know, just to have a really good time doing what I love to do, and that's hosting. And I want to hear this. I want to hear this in the crowd. I want to hear this. Yeah. Whoa. That's right, y'all. Welcome back to Speak Your Mind Radio. Yes, that's exactly what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want Speak Your Mind to become a household brand, not just on TV. I want to go to satellite dish, XM radio. If you're listening, I'm already on Pandora, man. Pick me up, make my freaking dreams come true. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah. So that's what I want in 2021. I'm looking forward to all the connections that I've made all around the world to see me right in front of my face. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to South Africa. I want to go to London, baby. London town right here. Yes, we'll have to go to London one day. You know, have to really sit there and listen and be very, very still. That's what I want. I've had so many people from Germany and Africa, Nigeria, oh my God, just so many places, you know, all these guests that were on my show. I thank you guys so much. I know I keep saying that, but the thank yous don't stop just because I'm taking off. They you know, and I just want big and better things for Speak Your Mind. This is my baby, y'all. I'm 30 something years old, haven't had any kids. This is my baby. I love my baby to death. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty much it. You know, just wanted to touch bases with all my followers and listeners and viewers out there. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Speak Your Mind on YouTube, okay? Follow me on my Instagram at Speak Your Mind Radio. I'm right there. You know, we can chit chat, talk about show ideas, whatever it is that you want to see from Speak Your Mind in 2021. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and staying locked in. I promise you, greater things are going to be happening. Peace.